Alright, so let me see. Okay, today I'm gonna go over. We're not gonna do any hardware today. It's gonna be all programming today. I can honestly disconnect this, so it'll be easier to. So I don't have to flip back and forth. Alright, so for debugging without any hardware, you will need like a monitor showing up on your screen. And a good thing about this software, it has one, but you gotta know how to set it up. So I'm going to show you guys how to turn it on. So in void setup, you would want to type in serial.begin. And then okay, and then serial. Turning on like the display on the screen so you can see, like if you're debugging each line, you can print out something. So this is showing that up. Let's see. So just to see that it works, we could just type in hello, I guess. Alright, dang. There you go. Alright, so if we run this, then right here in the top right corner, it should show up. Should show up the serial monitor. And correct. The board needs to be hooked up. Sorry. So, I was looking at the previous videos and I seen that it was a lot of difficulty looking at the numbers all the time. So I was gonna name everything so everybody knows what placement to put it in. So we're only using 4 LEDs. So we can do int 0 place equals 10. Oh, I remember you can't start it off with a number. Oh, 12. Okay, so we're initializing that, so now all we have to do is just replace these down here with what we placed up there, so we can have a understanding on where we're at on the code. And I can just change those down there, but we're not going to use this right now. Okay. So you can initialize a variable outside of the loops. You can initialize it in setup. Reminder setup only does it once, and then it'll leave that loop. And then the void loop will continue and keep on going, so you don't have to put it in that one if you don't want to. So I usually put it on the outside so I don't have to mess with the code or anything. Alright, so the thing that I was gonna do today was count up to 59 for our seconds for our clock, and there's a lot of steps that we can go by doing this, and I don't want to do it the long way, which is turn on this, then turn it off, then turn on this, which will lead up to around 15. No, I'm not going to over exaggerate, but it's around 2,000 lines of code. I did it, and it was, yeah, because you have to turn off all the LEDs, then turn on the ones that you want, then turn it off, then turn it on, then turn it off, then turn it off. So let's just say we have 4 LEDs, so we have to do 4 lines, turn on, turn off, and that's 8 already, and then do 8 times 59, and then do what's in between, and then that's a delay. So yeah, that's yeah, it's kind of tedious. So I'm gonna introduce some loops. I don't know who's on the call. I think Kendall's on here. Is that correct? No, I saw. I don't know if she is or not. But okay, so alright, so I thought of an easier way to do this, which is a for loop, or a while loop would be easy enough to continue on doing this. So I'm going to do the first one, which is a while loop. So we want to count up to 59, so we're going to initialize a variable called seconds. And then we're going to, what's a constant? So why aren't you lighting up for me? Thank you. And we're going to initialize this as 0. So basically we're starting off at 0 seconds. Okay. And so, right, so we can do while seconds is less than or equal to 59. Okay, and then all we want to do is increment the seconds, add them up to each other. So seconds is equal to seconds plus 1, and then we want to delay for a second. And then we can display what the seconds are, so we can see if it's going too fast for us or going too slow. So I think I should be able to do this. And it should print it out. No. What was it? Oh. Seconds is equal to... It's a read only this way. Oh, sorry. So these should be constants because that means we're not going to change them in the code. So that was not bad. Okay. So if we pull this up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it should go up to 59, but yeah, I'm with one monitor. I hate it. Yeah, it's easier. I usually like do it half and half, so you do it like that. I usually do it like that. If I'm watching or something. Or you can use your work and your personal, if your personal is not dead already. Okay, so outside of the while loop, I have it as printing 1 minute, meaning that it exit that while loop once it reaches 59. So the next step that we're gonna do is, once it's done with 59 seconds, we want to increment the minutes. So that'll be the next while loop that we do. So I don't want to wait until it reaches 59, but we have to make sure that it works properly. Can you get out my face, please? Thank you. Alright. I don't know if anybody's on group me saying that. Okay, good. Alright. Were you able to get it there to work? Okay. Alright. So basically it exit the loop, so now we're at 1 minute. Okay. So this worked. So so we want to do the 59 seconds. Go ahead. Okay. So so we exit out of the 59 seconds. So now we want to increment the minutes. So every time we exit out of this while loop, we want to increment minutes. So we want to do, first we have to make a minutes. So we can do if minutes is less than or equal to 59, then we want to increment minutes. We want it less than 59. Okay. Then we do, oh, sorry, this This needs to be lowercase. Else, we can just to make sure, minutes is equal to 59. Then we want to start over with minutes, which is equal to 0. And then every time minutes is equal to 59, we also want to increment the hour. So, let me place this in here. So, do if hours is equal to, less than 12, or if you're doing 24 hours. Then we want to increment the hours. And then we have else if hours is equal to 12. We want hours to equal 1. No. Yes. Yes, 1. Yes, 1. 1. Okay. So, at the top, we have to make sure we have hours equal to 1. So we're gonna make sure we know that this works every second. So we're gonna slow this, speed it up, so we don't have to see it all the time. One thing that I found out is auto format is your friend. It will indent everything properly for you and make sure everything is in the underneath the right things. So yeah. So yeah, I think that should be it. So we have the seconds incrementing up to 59. Once it reaches 59, it'll exit out of there. Oh, I caught myself. I need to start the seconds over. So, once it exit out of there, I guess we can do seconds here. Equal to 0. Okay, so we have counting up to 59. Once it reaches 59, it'll enter it one last time. And then it'll come into here. And then restart the seconds. And then increment the minutes. Once minutes equals 59, it'll restart the minutes and update the hours. And if the hours reaches 12, then you start over the hours at 1. And if you're at and if you're doing 24, you'll start at 0. So okay. So put it together. Yeah. Yeah, Python and macros for Excel, so visual basics has else if together. So I know I had to do it for that. That's why I had it together the first time. But yeah, if it's not lit up like Android Studios, it means you did something wrong. So that's what I think. That's a good thing about this, that they'll help you out. Let's see here, and I think that's it. We initialize seconds, minutes, and hours, and I've speed up the time so we can see it a little faster. Alright, so I'm compiling, sending it to the serial monitor. Yeah, you have to make sure it's an int. Yeah. For the ones that we're not changing, like this is where what pin we're using. Yeah. No, you're fine. So if you're doing the pin assignments, you can do content int, meaning you're not going to change this within the code at all. And then the ints, seconds or minutes and hours, that means you're changing it. It'll hear me, but not you. Alright. So, one thing in the code that I did was, I didn't display the minutes and the hours. So, we have to display the clock. Yo! This dog. Oh my god. Peanut! Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Come here. Come here. Sit down. Thank you. You're gonna stay right there. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna have to display the minutes. So we can display it as a clock. I was gonna say, so we don't have to display the seconds every time. Maybe we can. So we can do let's see if this works out for us. Hours. I feel like this isn't gonna work. Minutes. If this works, that'll be beautiful. Seconds. I think they're gonna tell me I have to do something. I'm ready for the failure. Oh, yep, I'm ready for the failure. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Current hours. I feel like there's a better way to do this, but until I figure it out. We want this as a new line. We want this lowercase. Oh, I see it. Oh, there's another one. How you skip over that one? That sucks. Alright. I don't know. This is a good question. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hey. No, I think we have to do it. Well, I think we have to do it like this, but we might not have to, but I don't know for sure. If I find out another way, I will change it up and see. Oh, and one thing about the serial monitor is every time you close it out and then reopen it, it'll start the code all over again. So if I were to close this out and then open it back up again and start over for you. So right now we have 1 hour, 0 minutes, and it's incrementing 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 hour, 2 minutes. And it's gonna keep going until we reach 59 or 12 hours. So, and that only took, I don't even know how many lines of code, and that was really simple. So, I'm trying to think, is there anybody else on the web, or is it just you? Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so, okay, I don't want it to display 60. I want it to display 0. Alright, it's a good thing that we're doing this ahead of time, because 60 does not exist. 60 meaning 1 minute. So we have to go to the seconds. Okay, so if we're gonna have to do less than 59, because if it's less than 59, if it's 58, it's gonna go in there and increment it by 1, display it. If it comes out and then tries to come back into there, 59 already exists, so then it's gonna exit, start the 6 seconds over, and then increment the minutes. So that solved that problem. So it shouldn't display 60 on there. Alright, so anybody lost before I continue on? Yeah, I did it. Okay. Alright, so now that we have the for loops, the while loop and the checks for the minutes and the hours, now we're gonna have to do how to turn on the LEDs for this. So we can set it up so next week we can do the hardware the whole time, and then we can do the hardware the whole time, and then we can just know how to wire up the LEDs and make sure that the LEDs are working properly for the minutes, hours, and seconds. So depending on how you want your project to display, like we discussed the last time, so 59. Okay, so with 59, the max that you need is 6 for the seconds, 6 for the minutes, and 2 for the hours. So so right now I have So you can have this for your display for your minutes, hours, and seconds, minutes, hours. You don't even you don't have to display your minutes. I mean your seconds. You can just have it coding in the background. Um, so you can only have these two, which is no problem. Let's see here if I could do this real quick. Okay. So you can have it displayed like this. Another way. So if you're doing 24, you don't need that many for the hours, or 12. So we can have the capability of you doing 24. So as you can see, this takes up a lot of LEDs if you catch my drift. Actually, we actually don't even need this one. We don't need this one because the max is 59. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. That's 19. That should be 19. 2, 4, 6, 12, 18, 19. Yeah. So 19 LEDs for this display. But for the other one, yeah, save. Was 14 LEDs. So it depends. Oh wow. Thank you for catching it. That's funny. Yeah. Wow. I'm slow. All right. Hold on a second. Let's see. I need an eraser. Thank you. Okay, so 24 is what? 2 to the. Yeah. So 2, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So this is where they stop at. One, 2, 4, 8, 16. Okay. So if you're going up to 24, you'll need this many. But if you're going up to 12, you will need. Let me do this in a different color. Let's see. So if you're going up to 24, you need this LED that's lit up yellow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the other one was 19 LEDs, and this one is only 16 or 17. So it depends on how you want your display. Yeah, it depends on how you want it to look. So But the catch is, um, we only have 13 digital pins. So, how can you display 17, 16, 19 LEDs with 13 pins? So, I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to go in a little more detail next week on how to do this. But I'm going to show you how to wire everything up, just picture-wise. So, alright, so if we are doing, let's just say 12, because we don't want to be difficult. No, we don't want to. Okay, so let's just say this is how we want to display everything. It has the less LEDs, so less work we have to do. So to make sure that we use our LEDs properly, our output pins properly, we will want to use less pins as possible, just in case we want to expand this project. So as we know, we make sure that one LED is connected to one pin and the other end is connected to ground. So one thing that we can do is connect the rows together. I know this looks confusing now, but it'll be understanding later. So in order to light this row, light like if we want to delete, please. Oh my gosh, why are you being so difficult? Oh, that's why. Okay, so okay, we can do that. That's cool. So if you want to light all these LEDs in this row, all we have to do is send a voltage to that one pin on that whole row to light up that whole row, and make sure everything else is ground. Yeah. It's if you it's just because your delay. That's it, because you didn't turn it off. That's the only reason why that one wasn't lit up correctly, like lit up as the rest of them. So in order for you to turn on another one, so this is going to be a fast motion, you will have to turn it off or restart everything or have a delay in between, so it will be able to catch itself. So okay, so if we want to lit up the whole row, we will have to turn on the yellow output. And if we want to turn off this one that I just erased the square out of, or the circle, whatever it was in the middle, we want to send this column a voltage instead of a ground. So basically they're canceling out. So you're sending a voltage to a voltage, which means there's no ground coming in. So basically you're turning that LED off. So if you're sending a voltage for this whole row, and ground for all these columns, that means you're lighting up this whole row of LEDs. Now, if you send a voltage to just this one column, then that means you're turning off just this one LED over here in the top left corner. So basically we have not 16 pins. We only have, what's this, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 pins that we're using to control this. So yeah, figured that out the hard way. Once I started wiring everything up, I was like, we're running out of pins. I was like, okay, find another way to do this. And then here's the catch though. So here's another catch that I found out while I was doing this. It's not gonna do it for me. Okay, we can do that then. That's fine. Okay, so one thing that I found out was if I want to light up, let's just say this one, because we're at 1 second, we're at 2 minutes and 2 hours, so 202 is what we're looking at right here. So the thing about this is, if you want to light up, if you want to light up these 2 LEDs right here, that's in the middle, and want to turn this off and turn off all of these, you're gonna have to, like, okay, let me explain this a little better. Okay, so for this one, you have to turn send voltage to this column, this column, this column, this column, this column. So if we send a voltage to this column, these 2 LEDs will not be able to turn on because we send a voltage to the column and not a ground. So in order for us to display this, we're going to have to turn the seconds on, turn it off, turn the minutes on, turn it off, turn the hours on, turn it off, and it has to be faster than a human eye to see. So yeah, so that's the only catch with this. We will have to make sure that we have it flickering really fast, that we're not able to see it flickering. So that's the only catch that we have with this, doing it just like this, which is not bad, which I did for mine. So it's just we're just gonna have to play with the delays a little bit more, so we can't so we don't have to see those flashing on and off. And then we may have to make sure that we display the seconds, minutes, hours before the next second hit, because once the next second hit, that means we have to increment the second LED. So we have to display all 3 LEDs, or how many, because we can have all of these turned on. So we have to make sure that everything is turned on properly before the next second hit, because we're going to have to increment that next second. So yep, it's not. The setup is easy, and the logic that we just did, the logic is working. So the logic works. It's just how to turn on the LEDs to fit in this logic. So, and that will be explained in next class. So I'm not going to even go into detail with that now, because that's kind of messed up. So I'm going to save this later. So that's how we're gonna set this up. I mean, you can you don't have to set it up like this. You can always not even show seconds, and then just have 6 10 LEDs and have them hooked up to one output at a time. So you don't even have to do it this way. So this is a little more advanced. So if you want to do it, the 10 LEDs and not display the seconds, I can show you how to do that on Fridays. But if you want to do it the hard way and a little more difficult way, then we can do it this way. So I guess we can just go with a vote and see how everybody feels about it. Okay, so now we're done with that.